listening to Those Dad Guys, because the moms have their podcasts, so why shouldn't we? Huh? Here are Joe Seiler and Paul Black, Those Dad Guys.
What's up, everyone? We are Those Dad Guys. Thanks for tuning into the show this week. Tuning in? Do we say tuning in anymore?
Why not? Why not? Because you know why. We're Those Dad Guys.
Yes, we are Those Dad Guys. Before we start this week, I have to correct something from last week's show because I caught some serious flack from my wife because twice in last week's show did I say I had 2 kids. And she said, do you realize you have 3 kids, right? And yes, I realize I have 3 kids, but I'm still getting used to, because for 10 years, I was saying 2 kids, 2 kids, 2 kids, 2 kids. And now all of a sudden it's 3 kids. So, you know, I mentioned Maverick by name like twice last week, but at the same time, like each one of my kids is like, Dad, you forgot about Maverick. I'm like, no, I forgot about you.
That's good news because, yeah, you got lit up and I didn't. So it's good. It's like we're taking turns.
Yeah. So speaking of which, don't forget, do not say your wife's name. Okay. She is Mussolini. We know this. And your daughter does not have a name.
She's just my daughter.
She's just the unnamed child.
Exactly.
So
glad we cleared that up.
That's all clear now. We feel good about that?
I'm ready. I'm ready now. All right. All the skeletons are out of the closet.
They're done. Good. We're clear. We're good. All right, good. So welcome to officially week 4. Is it week 4?
Week 4 of us, week 2 of At Home, yeah.
Well, week 2 of At Home, but really week 3 of At Home kind of thing. They started talking about this quarantine thing. So it's we are here. We're still going. Thanks to everyone who checked us out on YouTube last week. That was kind of fun. A lot of great feedback on Roger Mooking. So but we're on YouTube.
One thing that's missing is we know people are watching, whether it be for 3 seconds or the whole show. That's golden. But don't forget that subscribe button down below.
My son is like the YouTube king, right? Yeah. He's like, Dad, you got to tell people to smash that subscribe button. I'm like, really? Smash it? I'm like, all right, whatever. He has a YouTube channel, and he's got like, he hit like 100 followers yesterday. And he does all these things, and I tell my friends, and they love it, right? I don't really understand, but I'm like, Anthony, you gotta go out to all your followers. He's like, Dad, they're not followers, they're subscribers. I'm like, you gotta go to all your subscribers. You gotta tell them to listen to your dad's podcast. And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm like, okay. So then he says to me after, he goes, Dad, I put out the video, but I didn't put the YouTube link. I'm like, well, what's the point?
Were you specific with him?
Well, I know. Like, I just, I shouldn't have to be. I figure he's a YouTube guy. Whatever. Anyway, thanks everyone checking us out on YouTube. Yes, please hit the subscribe button. We would appreciate that. And everyone else who's listening to us everywhere else too. Awesome. Thanks for joining in. Paul, how's your week been? Like, what's been going on?
Not bad, man. It was a busy week for work. Of course, Friday of COVID quarantine, I had back-to-back meetings between 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, still was able to get my lunch in there. And also,
how much grilled cheese did you have this week?
Maybe 0. Really? You know what the popular one was this week?
No.
Craft dinner.
Craft dinner, not every day.
No, I think twice.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, whatever. So you got your lunch in.
And started doing a 15-20 minute walk around the block. So now I'm hitting up the walks at lunch hour and then again at night.
Really? So 2 walks a day?
2 walks. I'm gonna try to up it to 3.
No, good for you. Good for you. See, I went for my first walk the other night because my daughter really, really wanted to go for a walk. She's like, Dad, can we get out of the house? I'm going a little stir crazy. I'm like, okay, we'll go for a walk. So we went for a walk, not very long, probably half hour, 35, 40 minutes, somewhere in there. And it was weird because I'm watching people walk around onto the road to go around people, and it's even more awkward when there's like 3 people on one side of the sidewalk. I'm like, and people just don't know what they're gonna do. I'm like, we were just watching because we were lucky because there was no one kind of in our path at all. But I'm like, these people are just gonna run into each other. I guarantee they're gonna run into each other. And I watched one lady I could imagine what was going through her head. She's like, what am I gonna do now?
You gotta wonder who's going to do a lot of zigzags. I haven't seen this many zigzags since college myself.
Hey-o.
Oh, hello. But that's the way it is. And in my head, I'm like, I am not moving. And then my wife's like, just starts zigging to the other side, so I follow her.
Yeah, well, you gotta do that. You follow your wife.
It's the life I live.
I ran into that in the grocery store. Actually, I watched one lady just yell at her husband because he cut right in front of me because I was waiting for someone. And she's like, you can't do that. She's like, you have to wait. This is a different world now. And I'm like, yes, I kind of agree with you. But at the same time, I'm laughing because I'm like, this just seems crazy. This just seems crazy. So yeah, she was letting her husband have it in the grocery store.
Nice.
So,
last night, let me tell you about our walk last night, unless you weren't done.
No. Good.
All right. So last night we go on this walk, typical walk. We're changing it up. We're getting exciting. We're changing our routes and finding new ways to go. So last night, the way we decided to go, we were walking and I see this kid get out of his house and go over and knock on his neighbor's door with a maraca.
like a shake.
Like a shaker.
Like one of those things.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And my wife, I'm like, that's weird. And my wife's like, oh, maybe they're going to play music. And I'm like, okay. So I continue to walk. It's about 6:59 p.m. This is important.
Approximately,
yeah. Or as my wife would say, 7:00 on the dot.
Okay.
But it's 6:59.
It's not.
Anyways, that's another story. Yeah. So we turn the corner, and then I see people out of their house. Not every house, but every 2 or 3, maybe 4 houses, hammering on their pots and pans. And some lady has this big bell waving it up and down. Wait a second. I'm thinking they're applauding our walk because they've seen us walk before. That's what's going on in my head.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I was waving to them. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Well, what is it for, though, Joe?
I know. Last night at 7:00, the amount of Facebook things I got, they were asking people to go out on their front porch and clap for 2 minutes or cheer for 2 minutes for, the frontline healthcare workers and all of that. So that's what that was for, right? Yeah.
I thought it was for me. I'm like, guys, I said to one neighbor as I walked by, I said, I thought you were applauding this family walk, but now I get it.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what? They deserve the applause, but so do you.
Yeah. So, more so them.
So you know what happened to me last night? So traditionally I have 3 I'm in 3 fantasy baseball leagues traditionally. Okay. I'm a commissioner in one, so we drafted ours already. I think it's fair for me to say that I'm not really crazy into it yet this year because really, I don't even know if there's going to be a baseball season.
Mm-hmm.
But so apparently one of my other pools had a draft last night and I just happened to see a message and I totally forgot it was happening.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
I totally forgot. They're all mad at me and stuff like that. I'm like, really? Like, cut me some slack here. Like, I forgot. Yes, baseball is not top of my mind right now. It's just not. Yeah. So they're like, thanks for joining us. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to auto draft this team. And if they play, then whatever. Here's my $20. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
were they more upset that you got a better team than they did by auto drafting?
I don't know. To be honest, after that, I just didn't even look at anything. I don't even know what my team looks like because at the end of the day, I still am not. I'm about 40% sure that they're going to play any baseball this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 40% sure. Like, that's it. Like, I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, they were all upset that, that I didn't show up for the draft because we only do it on Yahoo anyway.
Right.
It's not like we all get together at a restaurant, which we wouldn't have been doing anyway.
Right.
But, so thanks for joining us. You knew the draft time. Oh, man. Yeah, I did. But you know what? I got other things on my mind. And, one of them is my wife trying to figure out what we're going to watch as a family for a movie. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. It's like we've watched every movie that we can watch now. And it's like now we're just on to shows, and Heather's trying to like pick shows. She's like, I think this one's okay. We have had so many parenting fails over the last, I don't know how many weeks. Just be like, yep, nope, this was not okay to watch.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
But now's the time, right? Remember us growing up? Like I was trying to explain to them the other night, like after dinner, families were, anyways, my house, but the friends I had too, were after dinner. It was clean yourself up. Let's watch TV as a family because it's almost time for bed.
Yep.
And those days are kind of gone for the most part for the reason of the electronics and things like this, and everybody being so much busier than they used to be. But yeah, it's tough. But what's interesting is if you check out the Netflix catalog,
yep,
they just made a huge drop. A lot of great shows on there. A lot of great movies.
Okay. I will have to look that out, and I'll still probably make a bunch of parenting fails because I'll be like, this one seems okay. I don't think there's too much violence in there. Oh yeah, no, there is.
Yeah, now's the time. Now's the time. We have time to talk to them about it. The moral of the story here.
Yeah, exactly. The reason why Bruce Willis is running around killing people in Die Hard is because he's trying to save people. You know, I tried to talk my wife into letting my kids watch 24 with me. Yeah, Jack Bauer just murdering people nonstop. She did not go for that. No.
I'm not surprised.
No. So, how's the homeschooling going? Week 2 of homeschooling?
Yeah, it's going well.
It's funny, though. I was thinking about it. And so our kids are pretty connected to their friends still. You know what I mean? Like the kids will be on FaceTiming, or even during they've got like Google Classroom or something like that. They can still chat with their friends in Google Classroom or something like that. And I was thinking about this, and I was going, okay, what if this was us? Like this was us, and we were our kids' age. Let's say 10 years. We were 10 years old. Okay. If we were 10 years old, what would we be doing? Because we didn't have a Google Classroom, or we couldn't FaceTime our friends and do these things. We would have like no visual contact at all with our friends. And I feel like we would feel like just so isolated, just spending time with our parents all the time.
That's it. Yeah, for sure. Because I was trying to think, was the VCR even invented back then?
Yes.
But wasn't it like $700 or something like that for a VCR?
It was expensive. I know that we had one. I remember the first show I ever recorded was Max Headroom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the first show I wanted to. I was like, I got to set my recording. Dad, I'm learning how to use this thing. I'm going to record Max Headroom.
Nice.
That's a show that did not hold up. I'm not
even a little bit. Yeah,
it did not hold up. So it was invented, yes, but we didn't have near as many opportunities for shows to watch, and our parents were much more. They were much more diligent with what we watched.
Right, you know, but I think the quality of television was so much better back then.
Agreed. But like the sitcom was a regular thing. You know what I mean? But now that's not the case. But there are so many more options for our children to watch on TV, on YouTube, on Netflix, on Prime, on all these things. Just name dropping every single video service I can right now. So we're looking for sponsors in case you're curious. But they have so many different. While the quality was better, the kids now have so many more options. We didn't have those options. Okay, yeah, I can record the Cosby Show. I could watch the Cosby Show. Or as I got a little bit older, okay, maybe I'd record Saturday Night Live and watch it on Sunday morning while I was putting my newspapers together to go deliver my newspapers.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
did you enjoy that job?
I love delivering newspapers because I put in my Sony Walkman. And I'd fire up. I'd have Public Enemy going in my ear. It's like, rolling through. And the one thing I did when I was delivering newspapers was, because it's the first time I ever saw, like, the cars that have like the code on it. I would try and like enter codes and stuff.
Because there was no alarms, so you could.
No alarms. It's like, oh, maybe I'll get into this car. Why? Just to show I can do it.
Yeah.
But our kids now have full connection to all their friends. And like, I know for a fact right now, my daughter's upstairs FaceTiming her friends playing some silly games, Roblox or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but I was trying to think, I'm like, okay, so what were we doing? If we were 10 and this situation is happening, we're not doing school. There is zero schoolwork happening.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
You know, we don't have access to any of that stuff. So there's zero school happening. Okay. So what am I doing? I'm playing Nintendo all day.
Yeah.
I am literally playing Nintendo all day.
I'm probably getting my ass kicked by my brother.
Maybe. See, I didn't have that. I didn't have the brother dynamic.
Yeah, we would play WWE or back then, the good old days, WWF.
Yeah, it was.
And because I was tiny and he was a big guy, we would switch characters just to do like a suplex or something like that. And then, okay, let's switch. So we were doing that. I don't think we had a Nintendo. Can I tell you
a quick wrestling story?
Yeah.
And my sister, who I gave crap, by the way, because last week's show, I said she's going to comment on this baseball thing or 2 weeks ago. And she never did. So she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to comment right now. No, I'm calling you out, Liz. But when we were kids, I was huge into wrestling too. And I dropped a figure 4 on my sister so hard it like wrecked her leg for the rest of her life. Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah. What a good big brother. But it was a good figure 4. I was like submit. And then finally she did, but I didn't let it go. Like the wrestlers.
You were in character.
Bell rings.
Yeah.
Bell rings. I was playing heel all the way. Anyway, so like I was playing Nintendo like crazy. Like, so, okay, so my kids are playing their games, but I was playing Nintendo. I was playing, name the games. It's like, okay, Super Mario, obviously, that kind of stuff. But Legend of Zelda was like my favorite game of all time. And I think one day we're going to do a video game episode, 100%. After talking about the Game Genie a couple weeks ago, people are like, I love that Game Genie story. So, but I like Legend of Zelda, like the role-playing games that took a while that you had to have Nintendo Power Magazine for, that you had, before you could go on YouTube and like be like, oh, you can't find this? Here you go. Because that's what my son does now. He like totally cheats. He's like, oh, I'm going to see how these people did it. So, but Nintendo.
Did you grow up in Burlington by chance? I heard they got a lot of money in Burlington.
I did grow up in Burlington, but I saved my money from my paper route. I went to Consumers Distributing.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought, and you had to order from the catalog, and I bought my first Nintendo by myself. I did that myself. So I'm proud of that. But go on.
I was going to say my dad worked retail. He worked in Sears and he was a manager in the electronics department. So the only time we got video game systems was when he had to do product knowledge. Nice. And he brought them home for us to play, but then they had to hit the road back to the store.
Yeah, see, I got that one, and my sister got Sega Genesis one year for Christmas. But the other thing we do, instead of while our kids have FaceTime and stuff, we talk on the phone. Yes. Right? We'd be able to talk on the phone to our friends. So let's say grade 4. I wasn't talking on the phone like a ton, but at the same time, I was talking on the phone. Now, my son's in grade 7, so let me talk about the grade 7 side. Different story. We had the long phone cord. The phone was in the kitchen. We had the long phone cord, feet. And I would stretch it so far so it would be around the corner in my bedroom, and I'd be laying on the floor in the bedroom or in the bathroom talking to whoever for hours. And but that's what we would be doing today. Is we would be talking on the phone to our friends, or to God forbid you're talking to a girl.
In the bathroom.
Oh, snap. But, or we'd be playing video games, or, in your case, getting beat up by your brother.
Yeah.
Maybe doing some stuff like every few weeks I'd be cleaning my room. You know what I mean? Maybe reorganizing, because I was back with cameras, not in grade 4, but as I got a little bit older, I'd take pictures and just like pin them up on my wall, like probably around grade 7, grade 8. and pin them up on my. So it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna change the way things look in my wall. Like, I think we would be so bored.
Yeah, we would have to at my house. We would have to schedule phone time. Really? I think if we were in this predicament here, because my mom, my dad, myself, my brother. Yeah, my brother's 3 years older, so kind of like Ella and Anthony, where they're at, right? 3 years. Mm-hmm. So same scenario, but my mom's the oldest of 9 kids. Yeah, so she probably an hour per sister, so that's 5 hours of the day right there, right?
That's crazy. Yeah, no, it's. I was just thinking about that this week, and I was just going, I just don't know. It'd be a lot different for us. A lot different. 100%. A lot different. Like just the connection. I don't know how I would handle it. You know, and my parents couldn't yell at me for playing video games all day because what else am I going to do?
Exactly.
What else am I going to do? Nothing. I'm going to do nothing else. You know what? It's either that, sleep.
Don't you think so moms, I don't know about your mom. My mom used to be home during the day. She'd work restaurant at night while we were growing up. Probably help my mom, my brother, and I do her baking. She would always do some baking and things like that. I think we'd jump in there. Maybe I'd be more useful in the kitchen than I am right now. Maybe that was a life skill I missed.
Maybe you wish you had the COVID quarantine back when you were 10. See, I don't see myself helping my mom as much at that age. I don't know. I'm trying to get my kids still working on it, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, tell you something quickly what we did this week. So our kids, they've got their chores, right? So Ella has to do garbages, clean the cat litter, and that's pretty much that for the most part. Yeah, I mean, that's her gig. Anthony's job is do dishes and recycling. And both of them complain every week. So I'm like, you know what? I'm flipping them then. You're going to do, Ella's like, great, whatever. 2 days it lasted. 2 days. Ella's like, I don't want to do dishes anymore. And Anthony's like, Anthony hadn't even done any of these new chores. So I'm like, so last night, Heather's like, I've had enough. We're flipping them back. And both kids are like, great. I'm like, no complaining. You guys both complained about us switching them. No complaining now. So we'll see what happens when they do their chores. But yeah, we had to flip the chores on them. So, and I told them, I said, we're adding to your chores this week because you're home. You can do things. So we're adding to your chores. So that's kind of where we're at with that. That was, I don't get it.
Yeah. Sweet.
I don't get it. Whatever. I had chores I had to do every week. And even every day, like my job was dishes. After dinner, I had to do the dishes every day. And I was the dishwasher. There was no dishwasher.
Right.
I was the dishwasher.
Oh, man.
So
we grew up, we're very, very, very much alike. Grew up very, very, very differently. Very different. I move home now. Laundry's done. Cooking's, everything's done. I'd leave my house, come back, and the bed would be made. Like, my mom was a pretty awesome Molly maid.
No, my mom, forget it. No, my mom be like, your bed's not made? Do it. Yeah. And I never did. I still don't make my bed. I don't care. Really? I can just crawl into bed. I don't even care.
Me too. I do Monday to Fridays, but I figure the weekend is my time off from making the beds.
Yeah. See, I don't make the bed at all. Neither does my wife, though. It's like I don't even care. What do I care? Just crawl into bed, put the sheets back on. You know what? That's what I do when I go to bed. I just reorganize the sheets, and that's it. I don't need to make the bed. I'm just gonna get back in and mess it up. Who cares? Yeah. No one else is going in my room. I'm not trying to impress anyone with the way my room looks. All right.
Don't you hate when the top sheet gets loose from the bottom end, and now your foot is getting tangled? But is that your reset?
Well, I fixed that. If that happens, I fix it. But I'm not like smoothing out the comforter, tucking it under the pillows nice. I don't care. I just want to get into bed. I don't care. When I get up in the morning, I go to work. You know, that's what I do. Nah.
Would love to see if other people out there make their beds or not. This is very interesting.
Yeah, I'm telling you. We'll put it up. We'll put a poll up on the Facebook page. Do you make your bed? or not. Not do you make your bed or does your wife make your bed? It's going to be, do you make your bed or not? Does someone in your household make your bed or not? Or do you just leave it messy like I do? My wife's probably horrified that I'm telling people this right now.
Yeah.
Probably horrified, but too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad. So sad. That's why I got told. But it's funny because you made a good point to me this week. You said something about like our kids, like we can't tell our kids now like that, we had it so tough and we walked uphill both ways to school.
That's it. Yeah. It's going to be crazy when they're growing up, right? There's just going to be, oh yeah, you had it rough. I lived through a pandemic. Yeah. I couldn't go to school. You two had to teach me. And let me tell you, you guys were not good teachers at all. Maybe I'd have a better job if it wasn't for you guys teaching me. It would just go on and on and on.
My kids have already said they hope they don't have the same teacher, meaning us, next year. That's what they said.
They're starting it. I'm interested to see what's happening. How things go with this new way of learning.
I don't know. I feel like my kids have been doing online learning for the last 3 weeks because my teachers have been good.
I know, but our daughter's French teacher, she's in French immersion, lights out since day one, sending stuff, getting stuff, and the English teachers is time to time sending stuff, things like that. But man, this teacher's amazing.
Yeah. We've had stuff every day, but the thing is, it's like my kids, I don't have time to be their teacher because I'm working. So, every day they've had stuff and I have to go out and make sure, like Anthony, no doubt. I know he's doing his work. Ella, she like gets on one thing and that's all she wants to do. I'm like, and then I got a text message from the teacher because he communicates the whole class with this app. And he's like, okay, make sure you do this, whatever. I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I went up, I talked to Ella. I'm like, hey, do you know about this? She's like, no. So I'm like, okay. So I emailed the teacher. I'm like, I don't really know what this is. And he's like, I felt like I was getting in trouble. He's like, well, if you take a look in weekly challenge number 2, you'll find it here. And I'm like, I looked at weekly challenge number 2. There it is. I'm like, hey, have you looked at weekly challenge number 2? She's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, well, there you go.
We're on top of that. We're on top of that hard.
Yeah, we're on top of most things, but there's certain things that I'm like, yeah, no, it fell through the cracks. There's nothing I could do. So we'll see what happens this week. But I feel like not a whole lot's going to change when it comes to our end. I think that our teachers have been pretty good getting the work to them and even returning work with comments and stuff like that. So which has been great. Like I don't think they were marking like they would normally, but. I don't know, whatever. But it's funny. I was thinking about this, and this thing is there's really no end in sight right now. And what are you gonna do? What are let's call this the pandemic post-pandemic bucket list.
Ooh, I like how that sounds.
What are let's say what are the first 3 things you're gonna do? When this thing is over and they say, okay, everyone's healthy, let's go outside and let's have a great time. Like, what are you going to do? Because there's a few things I've got running through my mind.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, where do you start?
So the first thing I want to do is give you a hug.
Oh,
it's been a while.
It sure has.
Did I make that awkward enough for you?
You know what? I'm good. We'll hug it out. It's all good. It's all good.
I've really been thinking about this, right? What am I going to do? One of the things that I want to do is I want to rent a hall and have a feast and a dance party with my family and yours.
Oh, but thank you for the invite.
Yeah, no problem. DJ courtesy of Sounds DJ with special appearances by yours truly.
Oh, yeah. For those of you who don't know, I do DJ on the side. So.
And I'm his fill-in when he can't make it.
Yes, that's right.
But like I was saying earlier, my mom's the oldest of 9, right? So I'm pretty certain 75 people right off the bat, just immediate family.
Right.
And then they like to party too. Like they'll turn anything into a dance party.
Right.
So I think that would be, if I'm looking at number one, that would be my number one. Rent the hall, have a feast, have the DJ, and just go open bar.
It's funny you say that. I'm in a Facebook group with a whole bunch of dads, right? And they said basically, one guy posted up, he goes, as soon as this thing is over, we're going to have the biggest rager you could we're going to go to, like, we're going to rent this giant campsite and we're just going to, I'm like, I'll DJ it. That's fine. I said, I'm in, that'll be fun. But it's funny. That is on my list, is have a big party with a whole lot of people. I don't care if I know them. I will be like, what's up? High five. What's up? We can touch each other's hands. We can look at me. I'm touching my face.
I don't think people will be high fiving or handshaking for a very, 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 very long time.
I think it depends who. I think a bunch of guys that are having a big rager and getting
a kegger in your 40s and 50s, pretending you're back in college.
It's just like a tailgate. It's just like a tailgate. If you were to go to a Buffalo Bills tailgate, you think that as soon as this thing is over, you think that you're not high-fiving your other Buffalo Bills brethren?
You win.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I know what I'm talking about. See?
A campsite, though?
Who cares? Whatever. A freaking school park. I don't care. There's no
party in the school parking lot.
Party at the school parking lot. You know what I mean?
Remember to take turns on the swings.
That's it. So the big party was also on my list. I also have, here's a fun one. I enjoy walking the mall and just kind of people watching and stuff like that. And I just want to go put my headphones on and just walk around the mall for, like, first of all, I'm going to tell you this much. I realized yesterday that I am sweating an awful lot more than normal. So I must be starting to put on that COVID-15 because I feel like I'm just sweating sitting here. Last night I said to my wife, I said, is it hot here? She's like, no. I'm like, I'm sweating so bad. She's like, she didn't say it, but I'm like, yeah, I know. I've put on some weight. I get it. So, but to just walk around the mall and kind of, do that again and be in proximity to people and not have to be like, all right, we are each other's arm's length away, just to be able to do that and people watch again and go in and out of stores. I want to do that again.
Yeah. Another high on the list is hitting up Buffalo. I'm pretty sure when this lifts, and they say the borders are about to open, I'm pretty sure we'll be starting that lineup at the Whirlpool Bridge with our Nexus Pass, waiting for that gate to come up.
You love Buffalo so much.
Man, it's home away from home.
It is your home away.
It's a nice city. I like it.
So,
what's there not to like besides the downtown core, really? No, it's a beautiful downtown core.
It sure is. Yeah, I mean, the other thing for me is the obvious, right? Like, I got to get to a sports event. Once they start, people talk about is what's the economy going to do and blah, blah, blah. But look, I got to get to a sports event because normally by now it's the first week of April. I'm at least 2 Blue Jays games in. I'm at least 2 in. And I've been a nun. And so I said, I got to get to a sports event, whether it's a baseball game or a basketball game or a football game. I may even come with you to a Buffalo Bills game.
Listen, you know what we should do? I'm going to tell you is we should bring like lav mics and a recording setup to go to a Bills tailgate and just have that as our podcast. It would be lights out.
No, because then you got people throwing each other through tables and stuff like that.
Doesn't happen much anymore unless you're on a private lot, but not a public lot.
I have no idea. It makes no sense to me. These Bills fans, you crazy Bills fans. We'll talk about sports rivalries at some point.
Yes, we will.
Don't you worry.
It's funny when you mention sporting events that I don't know if I'd be in a rush for a Jays game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because you're not the baseball guy like me, right?
No, but it would be either the Bills or the little soccer team called the Forge FC out here in Hamilton, CPL, Canadian Premiership. My daughter and I our co-founders is what they call them. Because I co-founded the team.
I don't think you've co-founded the team.
Maybe my $50 helped. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's such a great family day, and just to be out there with my daughter, and hoping my wife joins us this year. Those are the two heavy hitters. But anything, I don't know, Jays, FC, TFC, or Raptors even. Maybe Raptors would make the Toronto push for me.
You love your local sports, though. You love your local sports teams. I know you do.
It's a fun day out. It's something to share. It's hard when you have a daughter. It's hard to find awesome things to share. Like, I mean, we could do whatever, but to be able to share that Forge FC soccer with her and have something we've bonded over and had a great time, even with the Raptors, it's amazing. You can't really say anything much more than it's just magic when you're there and getting. She loves the bag of French fries that they sell. It's French fries in a paper bag.
All I know is you just gave them 4-minute free sponsorship. So we're coming after Hamilton Forge FC for $6. For that sponsorship. $6. So, but there's lots of things that, I mean, I'm sure we could go on forever about talking about the things that we want to do and are going to do and that our kids are going to want to do as soon as this thing is over. And yes, give each other a hug is it's a big one on the list, no doubt. But why don't, if you're listening or if you're watching, why don't you let us know, tweet at us at those dad guys, hit our Facebook page, and let us know what is your post-pandemic bucket list. We want to know and share it with the world. I mean, maybe we're all going to get together and just have a big those dad guys party.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But now it's time to switch we're going to switch directions here because it's time for the dad joke of the week. So
this is those dad guys, dad joke of the week.
All right, but hold on.
Okay.
Don't give the dad joke yet. Because I got a bone to pick. So not with you. First of all, this week's dad joke has to be better than last week's dad joke. First of all, I'm going to tell you that right now because the old man at Lowe's that told you the dad joke, not awesome. But that being said, I was listening to a local sports radio station, and there's two guys in the afternoon, and I was driving from the grocery store. I was coming home, and what do I hear them talking about? The dad joke competition that they're having on their show.
Come on.
Yep. And I was like, oh my goodness, did we? Because I know we didn't steal it from them because I haven't listened to them in a long time. I enjoy listening to them. I'm a big fan. But I was like, we did not steal it. Maybe they stole it from us.
Ooh.
And come to realize it, this is week 4 of the dad joke of the week.
It is.
They were doing it for a week.
Yeah.
Thus, I believe they stole it from us.
Yeah, unless they have proof they did it before.
I don't think they have. Maybe they did.
Yeah.
But I don't care. You know what? I don't know, guys. We are the dad joke of the week, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Something smells fishy.
Sure does. So I don't like it. I feel like we've been ripped off.
They'll learn their lesson with this one.
Oh, I'm going to teach them a lesson. I'm not going to teach anyone a lesson. Look, I'm a big fan. I like these guys a lot. I think they're good. But at the same time, I don't know. You're stealing our content, boys. You're stealing our content, and I don't like it.
Everyone's stretching for something.
You know what? I guess they got no sports to talk about, so they're just going to steal those dad guys' dad joke of the week.
Yeah.
Although I will not lie, they had some pretty good dad jokes. So anyway, it's time.
And now, get ready to cringe. It's the dad joke of the week. How bad is this going to be?
All yours, my friend.
All right. So this one I got a little help with from my buddy Jeff. He's listened nonstop since we started, but he's been a good friend of mine for years. So he actually DJ'd my wedding. So here we go. This one's going to get you. What's the difference between people from Dubai and people from Abu Dhabi?
I don't know. Where do you go from there? I have no idea.
People from Dubai don't like the Flintstones. People from Abu Dhabi do. Was that one a little better?
Can I just tell you what made it for me was the enthusiasm you put into that ending.
I've been practicing. I was saying on our walk last night that, I just can't deliver just by reading. I got to put some of my personality in there for the people to hear. I'm going to tell you all night, Abu Dhabi doo.
I can imagine that your wife and daughter were going nuts. We're going crazy.
Are we done yet?
Well, that's quite the dad joke of the week. It's better than last week. I'm not going to lie to you. And I think the delivery put you over the top.
I appreciate that.
So there
Virtual
you go.
high five.
I know. How do we do that? The people just listening have no idea. And the people watching are like, these guys are crazy. So anyway, guys, stop stealing our content. What are we coming up? We're going to have a big party at the end of this thing. And I need to stop putting on weight, so maybe start walking three times a day like you, and maybe I won't sweat as much.
And you have 3 kids.
And I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids. So there you go. And I'm going to lose my fantasy draft if they play baseball this year. Anyway, that's it for us this week. Thanks for listening. Remember, check us out on Twitter at Those Dad Guys. We now have an Instagram, which I'm not very good with, at Those Dad Guys. Join us on our Facebook page. Remember, a couple things. We're going to put the poll up. Does someone in your house make your bed, or do you just leave it all messed up? And we also want to know your post-pandemic bucket list. So leave those on our Facebook page. You can tweet at us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll catch you next week.
See you later. Click subscribe. Smash it.
Smash it.